So, how do we look? Do we look good?
I mean, I
look good.
Yeah, that long, luxurious hair. I stopped looking good a few years ago. Dad bod came in. Mm-hmm. I got bags under my eyes.
You're not a dad bod. You're just not stick figure thin like you.
That's true. I used to be like unhealthy. Like
I look skinny.
I looked back at some of my old pictures and I was like, well, I do look unhealthy. Like I don't.
You don't, like in that photo right there.
Well, no, that was healthy. I was in a healthy relationship there. And
that's when you and Chelsea had a healthy relationship?
No.
Chelsea, do you hear this?
That was the first time. That was the first time I was in a healthy relationship, and that's when we were engaged. And so that's when I was looking healthy. And now the dad bod came in, and I'm a little chunkier.
Thanks, Mac.
And I'm not as sexy as I was. Maybe maybe it's too far away.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm probably good. Anyway, but I'm a little past my sexy days. I might still be, kind of like dad. Like that dad bod attractive, which apparently is a thing. I didn't know dad bods were attractive.
Dude,
but
I'm talking being a little bit plugged into the country music scene. I will tell you right now, you find yourself a nice Southern girl, they will look right through a set of abs and go straight to the keg. You know what I mean? They do not care. They are all about the dad bod nowadays, bro.
Well, I think I'm rocking a dad bod. I found my little Southern girl. Love you, Chelsea.
Chelsea, you're great. Hey, anyway, welcome to a brand new podcast.
Oh yeah, this is the first episode. It's you didn't know you had been waiting for it, but you've been waiting for it for a few weeks now. We finally got things sorted out. Welcome to the More Madness podcast. My name's Wermzer. You may Jeremy is too. I don't know if I should go by my DJ name or.
I would just say Jeremy because Wermzer's in the background.
Oh, that's true. That's my logo. That's Wermzer's the artist name. Jeremy's the human being behind everything.
That's good. Yeah, and I'm just Tyler Moore. So
he's not. He's cool. He's cool.
I'm just Ty Moore.
He's not just Ty Moore. He's cool.
Multi-instrumentalist, dad, laborer.
Super dope human being.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll add that in there.
Okay.
And he's forklift certified too. Ladies, okay. He's forklift certified.
I got a girlfriend though.
Okay, well, tell her to beware of all these of the ladies that are going to be.
Wow, from motherfucking
forklift certifications. They're going to be hitting you up in the DMs for the forklift certification.
Oh man, look at how the light changed on that. That was wild.
Oh, because of the background.
Isn't that crazy?
We gotta watch that.
See, you guys are learning it with us. Learning curve. Okay.
This is episode 1. It's only going to get better from here.
That is true. Although. If you are interested in seeing our previous podcast that we've done together, it was on my old podcast channel. We'll link that below. It'll be. Did we do 2 episodes?
I think we just did 1. We always wanted to do more, but I think we only got around to doing 1.
Yeah. Okay. See, we podcasted that day for like 4 fucking hours, and turned out.
The mic wasn't plugged in for half of it.
Mike, was it? Because I think you accidentally. I didn't warn you about not kicking.
That might have been it. Yeah, I accidentally unplugged it. Yeah.
So it was a weird segue between the first hour and then the last hour and a half, and everything in between just had to be thrown out because it was just us pantomiming a conversation.
Yeah, basically. No, but it went from like me trying to understand how to do a podcast in that first hour to like the very last hour we had been drinking and like everything was like loosey-goosey at that last hour. So it just went from like I don't know what I'm doing to very robotic to just
being comfortable,
but very. It was a weird transition, I agree. But we'll still link it below so you can see that the original podcast before the More Madness podcast.
That's right. Also, anybody out there that is doing badass graphic design, hit us up. We have a logo, we have things in the works, but your shit could be better, and we have cash. So
Ty has cash. I don't have cash. Ty has cash.
Not a lot of it. Just
some of it. I can scrape up some change
like,
that I can.
You're gonna charge me $350 for a simple logo. Pass.
No, dude. Fiverr. Go to Fiverr. You get all kind of stuff for really inexpensive.
I think
and
that's what I'm using right now.
Fiverr is awesome. I've got so much stuff from Fiverr. I got my voice tags from Fiverr. I spent $5 and the girl gave me like 10 of the dopest voice tags, and I use them in all my the It's Wermzer thing. Best $5 I've ever spent.
Fiverr.
Fiverr. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I just really like the website.
Also, not a sponsored podcast. Looking for those too.
Yeah. If you want to sponsor us.
If you don't, it's all good. Fuck you. All right? We don't want your shit anyway. All right? Otherwise, hit us up. It's just, you see the business dynamic here. Like, he's the one, hey, that's a good idea. And I'm in here with, like, my Leonard Skinner t-shirt being like, yeah, good idea. Why do you even do business with me?
You're cool. You're a dope individual. We work off each other's strengths and weaknesses. Where I'm lacking, you're strong.
Yeah, no, you're super weak. I'm super strong.
Bro, like, no. Look at it. You see this? Remember when SpongeBob...
You do have bigger muscles than
No.
me.
Remember when SpongeBob flexed and it, like, went down? Like, that's what happens when I flex my arm. That's why I had to put tattoos on my arms, because they're not anything to look at.
Gotcha. Me too. Got bean poles over here.
Nice.
Bean poles.
I would love to get blasted like that, though.
Do it.
I mean, I might eventually.
You have a career?
No, I mean, it could happen.
Career. Gotta make sure Chelsea's okay with it. She doesn't have any tattoos.
She has 2 tattoos. She has one on her wrist that her and her mom had together, and they're like matching tattoos. And then she's got a tramp stamp that she got when she was like 18, or she might have even been 17. And her mom brought her to get that one. And it's not her favorite tattoo, but it's fun. It's there. It's a good story.
That's fun. I mean, you know, my whole left leg. You see my left leg?
Yeah, your trash leg.
My trash leg. It is goofy as hell. But sometimes people are like, why do you have area codes on your leg? And I look at them square in the face and say, do you have time for that story? Excuse me.
So being the first podcast, the first of our podcast, the first More Madness podcast, I wanted to do like kind of like an intro, so you can meet us. If you haven't known us before this will be like an introduction to us. But I didn't want to do the typical introduction like, hi, this is me and this is what I do. So we're going to interview each other, right? Yes. You still good with that?
Oh yeah.
Do you have your questions? Because I have my questions.
In the dooms.
Okay. Oh, you didn't even write them down?
Well, it's just 5.
I got 10. You better come up with 5 more.
Well, I'll just make my 5 more.
I was going to say, since they're not written down, you can just pretend you have 10 in your head already.
I'm going to go first, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Are we starting this now?
Get
your shit together. Oh, let me see your back now.
That was when we went to the aquarium in New Orleans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good picture. Mac likes turtles, so he was fascinated by the turtles.
See, okay, before we get into this interview, Mac he was not fucking with me today.
He does that with people. He just turned 2, so he's a little shy around people at first.
Also like, he's ready to go. He's like, who's this in my house?
Yeah, he's very protective of the house. He doesn't like strangers in the house, especially. And he met Ty a long time ago because Ty came for my... Is the brighter light better? Yeah, does that work better? Oh, yeah, it does. It looks a lot better.
Batteries.
No, Ty helped me with the We're All Mad Here video?
Yes.
That was it. The We're All Mad Here video.
That was so much fun. Thank you for letting me get drunk.
Absolutely. No, that's what the whole thing was about. It was about just coming over and having fun and being a party.
For me and James, or what was his name? The guy with the trench coat? Shorter guy?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who all was there.
Anyway, great guy. Shout out to you. You
go watch that video. If it's
also link in below.
Yeah, we'll link that one below.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna link all of his music below, all of my music below, everything we've collabed together below. We'll make that a regular thing.
So you can find us anywhere, everywhere, and anywhere. ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR, the Bush Light.
Damn, missed opportunity. I was too far away from the mic.
No.
Also, Bush Light, hook it up.
Hey, if you want to send us free Bush Lights, I'll start drinking Bush Light. If you want to send us free Bush Light.
Or White Claw.
Or White Claw. We could do White Claw too. That'd be cool. So, this introduction, do we want to start now, or do we want to?
I want to start. Or so just with our questions.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just do questions, and then we'll. I'm sure we'll go off on tangents.
Did you have an introduction that you wanted to do before the questions?
No.
Okay. My first question is, I've been thinking a lot about this recently since we've started this podcast.
Or
since we've been talking about starting this podcast.
I was say we started this podcast like a few minutes ago.
Well,
so he's been thinking for a very long time.
Shut up. Okay, so I remember in 2014 when I was getting with an old work colleague of ours.
I don't remember anything from 2014.
Pipe down. Okay. All right, so I remember hitting you up, excuse me, and asking you for ASMR. That's a good one. For like some, at the time, preface context, I was a string-orientated musician, singer-songwriter, did very minimal production, was in some heavier bands, big reggae fan on the side. Like, it wasn't really like anything electronically for real driven. But I knew of Wermzer because we were Instagram buddies and I randomly added him one day and he followed me back, which I thought was cool because typically at that time nobody was doing that type shit. And I hit him up and completely ruined what could have been a friendship way before it actually was, because I hit you up and asked you about what's a good way to get involved in the DJing community. I don't write music electronically, but I do know my way around a turntable a little.
You've told me this story and I still don't remember it.
Dude, you could have not been a bigger dick.
I know, and I don't see how I would have been like that. Like I don't think I would have ever been like that, but again, I don't remember. And I know you've told me this story multiple times, and I just don't remember.
You're a not nice man to me that day. Okay, anyway, Wermzer, for anybody who doesn't know him, super sweetheart, super like docile and understanding attitude, like mediator type attitude. Never the first punch thrower. That's why he hangs out with me. That's not always the case. But yeah, very sweet guy. So to hear that dynamic or read that dynamic, I was just, and at the time not knowing you, I was like, well, fuck you, dude. And like, okay, my question is, I say all that to context to say to my question. What about our friendship after DJing and seeing me fail so hard for so long and book these shitty shows and then get a few good shows that made you want to fuck with me the way that you fucked with me?
Wow. Deep question right from the jump. Mine are really silly. I'm going to have to rearrange some of these questions. No, I don't, like I said, I don't remember that. And I hate that I came off as an asshole.
I was at your mercy at that point. I was like, this man's got to show me something.
No, I hate that I came off as an asshole, and I don't know why I would have, but I apologize, and I'm glad that we worked it out and that we're buddies and that we're starting this podcast together and that we are doing music together and stuff like that. He was in my wedding. He was one of my groomsmen in my wedding. That's how this friendship has moved.
Minus Taco Mama, best looking dude there, second to you.
Minus Taco. That's my boy Will.
Yeah, I told him the whole wedding. I was like, yeah, Will, he's Taco Mama. Great guy. Shout out
Taco Mama, if you want to sponsor us, that would be cool too. Oh man, maybe we can work that out. I know, since Will, I hope you're watching this, and if Taco Mama wants to sponsor us, we will put a Taco Mama banner right back here just for you. We got it. I'll wear a Taco Mama shirt every time.
You got trucker hats? I'm down, bro.
Anyway, back to the question.
So what made you like? I know you don't have a definitive memory of when like you gear kicked me a little bit, but from that moment on and that knowledge on, like what was it? Did I slot you one day where somebody didn't show up and I was like, hey, do you want to play? What was how did this all fucking happen?
I don't remember exactly. I just remember that we were doing a bunch of shows together. We were either playing shows together or we kept running into each other at shows.
Shoulders were rubbing in some
way. We bumped into each other. We crossed paths a lot. And super dope dude, very vibey, just cool. And if I was an asshole, I really didn't mean to be, because I like to be like a cool, chill dude and just hang out and like.
That's why I'm ruined now. I'm ruined because of you. I have emotional issues because of you.
Sorry. Gosh.
I'm kidding, guys.
Man.
I'm kidding.
Talk about this in therapy.
I know, right? This is a heavy podcast from the go. People are like, and click.
What did we click on?
I said music driven.
No, you're super dope, and we cross paths enough times, and I always like to keep the local music community just uplifting each other as much as possible. Like, not trying to sound cheesy, but like,
You have always had that MO.
If everybody works together in the music industry, everybody wins. So there's no point in like trying to push other people down or like be better than any other person or anything like that.
Somebody's
especially
shows.
I know what you're talking about there. Especially in like a local scene, just everybody. If everybody works together, everybody wins. There's nothing wrong can happen if everybody's working together in one local music community.
Every community, punk rock, country, hip hop, rap, spoken word, whatever the fuck it is, if that's not the mission objective, then you're going to have divide from the get-go. But then again, I think that belongs in punk rock, so we'll leave that one out.
A little bit. You can still like be like brotherly and help each other out, but you can also have that rivalry too, but still have respect for each other.
Yeah, you're right.
This is super heavy from the jump. What have we done?
Do you want me to go through all mine?
No, I'll just do mine. Mine's my first one isn't so.
No, you'll be good cop, I'll be bad cop.
Okay, all right. Well, so I talked about stuff that I would change from my past. If you could change anything about yourself now, what would it be?
My temper.
Okay. I've seen you get a temper before, like when your computer wasn't working and I was trying to help you, and
that
you
was quiet. I shushed you down, didn't I?
You did, yeah. No, because you're
disrespectful.
I remember the situation because you were like super annoyed that your computer wasn't booting up, and I was like, dude, unplug your hard drive. He had like a terabyte hard drive plugged in. I'm about to be real geeky. If you have an extra hard drive plugged into your computer, it's going to try and run through that hard drive first. So again, I'm being real geeky here, and I knew this, and I was like, bro, unhook your hard drive. And you're like, shut up, dude. Like, whatever, my computer's not working.
I didn't tell you to shut up.
Yeah, you I don't know if you said shut up exactly, but it was.
I think it was more like, dude, leave me alone. I will figure this out.
That was probably something like that, and I heard shut up
because I don't snap at you. We don't have that rapport.
We do, but I remember that one situation where it was just I was like, dude, I was like, just listen to me.
Son of a bitch.
He walked away because he was like, I'm just not gonna play. Attitude. I'm just not going to play. And I yanked that bitch out of his computer and it booted right up. And I was like, go play your fucking set. I remember that. I do remember that because that wasn't that long ago. That was
I was just paying you back for being a dick to me, man.
We're even. We're even now, and now we have a podcast. Welcome to the More Madness podcast.
Yes. And I'm super stoked to be here, dude. I'm so... By the way, before I go to my question... Wait.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
So you had a question, and then I had a question.
Okay.
And then you're going to have
tic-tacking.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Okay. Shit. Hush it. Before I go to my question, we tried to shoot this first episode last weekend, and I forgot, and I'm not kidding, there's 4 microphones going on. There's 2 straight to a laptop for audio, and then 2 straight to the cameras for visual, and that collaborated audio. There's a piece that is about the size of 2 Pez candies stacked together. That is a negative female end. One goes in one way, one goes in the other way. Got all the way here, got everything set up.
I'm going to leave that off because I think the light looks better, actually. So we're just going to leave it off.
Fair deal.
It's fine.
Fair deal. And we couldn't shoot the fucking podcast.
It's right there, the piece. It's right here on the plugged in. And yeah, if we would have had that one piece, you guys could have seen this past week.
We'd be wearing different shit right now.
We would be wearing different shit right now. and you'd have been enjoying this super deep podcast that we're 19 minutes into right now, and you'd have been enjoying it last week already. But now you can enjoy it this week, and maybe you can enjoy it for the rest of the time as long as YouTube doesn't go down.
That's true. And also, if that happens, we can just do our own LLC, go to Discord, and go.
Oh, yeah, Discord. Yeah. There's different routes. The internet is amazing now. We're going to be all over the internet. You know what I mean?
Shoe game, ready to go.
Nice kicks. I don't have shoes on right now.
Show them, dude. Show them.
I got socks with ankle protectors on.
Yeah.
Because
to match the dad bod.
Exactly. My collapsing arches and my flat feet go very well with my dad bod. And usually I would have some super dope sneakers on. But I'm at my house. We're in my studio right now.
Don't you have some sneak stuff up here? Yeah.
Yeah, the one poster. I can't see it.
Oh, we're going to see that bitch.
We'll see it.
No, we're going to see it right now.
Oh, right now? Okay.
Look at this bitch. Look at that. All the way up there. It's a shoe.
One of my homies told me about that. And he was like, yo, I found this at this store. I can't remember what store it was, but he's like, I found this. And I was like, I'm going to go see if that's still there. And sure enough, it was. And I was like, I absolutely am going to buy this. And it looks super dope, especially when I turn on the LEDs and all the lights are out and stuff, and it like glows. We'll show you that later because that's really cool.
Yeah. Also, do we preface that this is your studio?
This is my studio. We are in my home studio. This is where I make all my music, and yeah, the madness happens. Ooh,
damn it! Missed opportunity.
I've been thinking about that. I have
missed up.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that one.
Money on the table. God damn it! All right. So anyway, my next question.
Yeah.
Okay. So your son Mac, he's named after Mac Miller because you're an incredibly huge Mac Miller head.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just a small Mac Miller head. I have 2 Mac Miller tattoos. You have a few.
I don't have any. I don't have any tattoos. I planned on getting a tattoo, and then when my son was born, I was like, instead of a tattoo, I'm going to name my son after Mac. So that's my... I guess that shows my appreciation to him.
Your ode.
Is by I named my son after Mac Miller.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Young Malcolm.
Here's my yeah. Young Bobby. Logic shout out.
No, yeah. Oh yeah. I recognize.
Yeah. Tarantino. All right, I'm stopping. And so my question is, did you have a hard time convincing Chelsea to name your son after a modern contemporary hip hop artist that is no longer with us?
No. Her family didn't really, or some of our family.
Because you told him why? You don't tell him why. You gotta lie like a mattress.
No. We just told him that his name was going to be Malcolm. And they're like, oh, well, that's kind of a strange name.
You're like, but Mac.
But that's the thing. I was like, but we're going to call him Mac. His name's Malcolm, but we're going to call him Mac. And they're like, I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And
well, it's a good thing y'all aren't having the baby.
Exactly. And that was my sentiment, is I was like, this is my kid. I've talked about it with my wife and the mother of my child, and we've agreed.
Your opinion, but politely go over there.
Basically. But no, so it wasn't hard convincing her. It was hard convincing some other people. But then again, we didn't really have to convince other people because it's not their baby. It's our baby.
You made it.
He's our baby. So also my son adorable. Malcolm is Mac, named after Mac Miller, my favorite artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, just to play on it.
That was.
Also, this episode should be dedicated to Mac.
That'd be dope. We can probably have some background Mac tracks going on.
I met your son, Goober.
Oh, he hasn't recorded any music yet.
This could be all for him. By the way, this is what's going to boost your music career, because now that we've said it and put it out into the ether, Mac, you have a responsibility to the world now.
Oh yeah, because you have to make music so we can go back and dub your music. That's what I was talking about, by the way. I didn't misunderstand. I was talking about.
Got it. Also, hair color.
I saved it.
Hair color. Oh, y'all shut up. You shut up too. Hair color, y'all leave me alone. Quit picking on me, all right? It's first episode. Lay off me.
First episode. It only gets better from here.
Yeah, tell her only cries harder from here. It gets more emotional from here.
It's what happens when you drink Busch Light. You get too emotional and gets you in your feels. All right, my next question, since we're keeping it light with these other questions, what would your song? What would you sing on karaoke night? What's your go-to karaoke song?
I'd say "Ways of the Triune God" by Tyler Childers.
Okay.
Or
I don't know if it would. Well, I guess doesn't matter if other people know it. It's kind of an obscure song.
Oh no, people know it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last time I watched the YouTube video, it was like 60 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyler Childers is popping off in
I know Tyler Childers.
that contemporary,
Yeah.
like, fuck you country scene that's going on right now. Like, they're in
That seems like your vibe. Some like
red dirt rock and roll.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
How could you guess? Damn it. The Bush Light giveaway.
The Bush Light.
Anyway, I guess Ways of the Triune God by Tyler Childers, preferably with one of my best friends, Derek, because he sings it also very well and we harmonize good. But for real, like, best song to sing on karaoke for me is Supernova by Ray LaMontagne.
Okay. It's a good song.
Yeah. I
Cool.
love that song. So
Dope.
yeah. Also, subtext question, does it count on mine? What about yours?
This doesn't count on yours?
No, it doesn't count.
All right. I don't know. I would definitely do something.
Actually, it does, because I need 5 more. There's my 6th one. You know? What about yours?
Nice. Something hip hop. Like,
So you'd rap.
yeah, I mean, it would have to be a rap.
Okay, wait. One rap, one string orientated track.
Okay.
My rap one would be The Glorious Five by Logic, because I nailed that shit.
I would probably do some like J. Cole or Kendrick.
Okay,
Maybe
J. Cole,
like
J. Cole,
just
J.
because I mean I know every Mac Miller song too, so those would be good go-to ones. But yeah, J. Cole, Kendrick, Mac Miller, Childish Gambino when he was doing music.
You could actually put that under the string orientated thing, because he always had live bands.
That's true, he did. So there, I answered it.
Boom. There you go. Okay. Also, if you had to do a Mac karaoke song, what would you just fucking smash?
Best Day Ever, off of the Best Day Ever mixtape. Wear My Hat, which I think was also off the Best Day Ever mixtape.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys.
There's a few other ones. Good Evening.
Good Evening is so good.
Good Evening. A lot of the older ones were really good. And I still liked his, once he got into albums and he was doing Divine Feminine and Good AM and Watching Movies and all those albums were like really good. But I think the really classic mixtape stuff from like way back.
Macadelic.
Yeah.
When he did
Macadelic. That's one of my favorite mixtapes.
Dude, that track he did with Lil Wayne. I'm spacing on that.
I'm blanking on the name right now, but I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Fucking track. That's a repeat track. Okay, so you are clear right now with me that you think, by your opinion, that older Mac Miller exceeds new Mac Miller.
For the most part. I mean,
is it the lack of bass-driven music in his last 2 records? Because that's clearly your MO.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the old stuff was all about fun and party and
808s, loud snares.
Well, just a fun party vibe. Yeah. I mean, it was exciting music. And
Divine Feminines came out, and it started to get.
No, but I like Divine Feminine. Like I still like that album. It's not my favorite album, but it's still a good album.
It's Ariana's album.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
But see, like, then he comes back with Macadelic, which I think was before Divine Feminine.
That was right before Divine.
Right.
No. Faces was before right before Divine.
That's
Feminine.
Right. It was right immediately before Divine Feminine.
Because it wasn't released till recently,
right?
It? Or something like that.
Faces didn't get on Spotify until recently, but it's been out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I mean, because he still has mixtapes like Macadelic, where he has both like the hype tracks and then the downer tracks and the more emotional stuff.
Tracks,
and yeah. So the old stuff was just more of a fun party, like just I'm having fun rapping kind of a vibe, and that's just the type of music that I
city to city rap kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the music.
Stepping at the plane, putting roaches on the wing kind of thing.
Right, that's the vibe I gravitate towards. Is just fun, carefree, and party atmosphere.
Okay, mine would have to be Without a Doubt, and only because I can harmonize with it well. First track off Swimming.
I'm not as familiar. I mean, I know the songs, but I'm not familiar with the names of the track lists and stuff like
It's
that.
Okay, well, I'll look that up. Surf was my second one.
Okay.
Surf. But I'm gonna say why can't it's that short song that my regrets look just like texts that I shouldn't send. And I got neighbors, they're more like strangers. We could be friends. No copyright.
I know this song.
Dude, by the way, 2 days ago was his birthday.
It was. I knew that.
Mac Miller's last words. Like, anyone fucking knows that? One person knows that. Shut up. You know, like...
Trying to monetize.
You know, fuck off with some real... Jesus. Oh, look at that mirror.
The Divine Feminine mirror? I've seen that. That's like on Etsy, though.
That's cool. Swimming. Not Perfecto. Perfecto's in the middle of the fucking record. Come Back to Earth.
That's it. Yeah.
Come Back to
Earth. That's definitely it.
Which, ironic, last song he recorded for that record, last song, typically, he probably recorded some other cuts, but last song he recorded for that record, and then he died.
Well, wasn't that off, you said that was off Swimming, right? So, Swimming, and then he put out, the posthumous album was Circles, and
but
that was...
He had already been gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying, he had already been gone, but those two were supposed to come out...
They were yin and yang.
Yeah, they were supposed to, like, be like one solid project, and he was going to put them out separately so you could listen to it later as one solid project. Yeah. And yeah, I remember hearing about that, and it took a lot for me to listen to Circles.
Blue World.
Did you hear about this, how they sampled that?
Yes,
I watched that whole video on how he sampled it, and the production on that.
Wurlitzer collection is unreal too.
Crazy.
So, also, I did not know that John Mayer was so involved in Swimming.
Yeah.
He did like all the guitar on Swimming.
Didn't know that either until I saw that video.
And Thundercat.
Oh, I knew Thundercat was all he's been working with Mac for a long
sessions,
time.
But you're like, oh, they tour, but you didn't think they'd like smoke weed in the studio together and write something.
I knew that they were working on stuff together. I knew that they were working on stuff.
He's jazzy funk, and he's more like low grade hip hop, under the ground, play a out of tune piano in the background now. You know. Anyway, yeah, big Mac fans. We like Mac. Anyway, my question?
Is it your question or is it mine? I can't remember.
No, it was you had the karaoke thing.
Karaoke question. That's right. That's right.
Okay, so my next question is, would you ever let me date your sister?
I'm going to start this off by saying it's not up to me. She is a human being and she has her own decisions to make.
Full disclosure, I would never date Ricky, but I love giving you a hard time about that. So, I've never asked.
The answer is no. So it would, again, it's not up to me, but no.
But your answer
My answer is no.
Man, what the fuck? I treat women right.
I know, but no. No. It's not up to me, but no.
You would not approve if me and Ricky were like we started like eating dinner together. And then it turned into like,
she's going to watch this. No. I'm sorry. I just couldn't.
Why?
I just couldn't. No, sorry.
We're going to circle back around to this after the podcast. All right.
Next podcast, I'm going to have like a busted.
I would not do that. Secondly, I have a girlfriend. And Ricky, you're adorable. And you're a very sweet lady. But I love fucking with your brother about this because it's just fun. I have the superior joke method on this situation.
It's fair.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, okay, your turn.
What's your favorite way to listen to music? Do you like listening to an album like straight through, or do you want to listen to like podcasts, or just put it on shuffle and like let it go?
I do literally all three. I will literally do all three. If I'm in a podcast mood, I'm a full podcast guy. Like if I start it, I finish it. If I'm an album guy, it's typically because like recently, and this is just one example amongst many. Recently, I've been listening to The Highs by Mike a lot. And when I listen to The Highs, I want the whole experience. Now, there is a band that I'm listening to that is more of a red dirt rock and roll band. Mike is hip hop. for the record, like Southern-ish, top-lo-fied hip-hop.
Yeah.
But Treaty Oak Revival, the way that their record sets out, I have my own way that I like to listen to these songs in sequence.
Okay.
So it all depends. But I will tell you this. I will additionalize my answer with... I don't think I had styrofoam over here. I thought it just ended right there.
No, it's all the way around. It just not on that wall, and then obviously not on the door.
Because the beautiful art that I made you.
Yeah, you got art from you. We got art from all kind of people over there. We'll show you that too in a little bit. We got some fun stuff in the studio,
and we'll give a tour. Okay, where was that?
How you like to listen to?
Oh, I will add to this. My favorite way to listen to music is in the car. That's when I can really hear my vocals progress, or what I need to work on, or if there's something I'm trying to hear, I really listen to it and hear it that way.
Cool.
Headphones are good. To the house is good. But those are more ritualistic type things that I'm like, hey, I want to hear this, put it on, and I go do something.
Right.
If I'm trying to listen to something in full and get something out of it the way that I want to out of music, it is in the car and typically in full from start to finish.
Yeah, I kind of the same way. If it's an album, I have to listen to it start to finish.
I do have playlist days where I'm just like, I want boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I have playlist days. I have playlist days where I'll just put it on shuffle and I just, whatever vibe hits, then that's what's hitting.
You're rolling with it. But you care a little less those days.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I want to hear an album, I want to sit down and listen to the album start to finish. And the way I feel like if an artist made a project, 10, 15, 20 songs in a specific order, that's the way I'm supposed to listen to it. And that's the way it needs to be understood. And that's how I...
Well, there's messages in it. And it's like, if they're writing a concept record, it's supposed to be listened to as a concept. Like if there's a storyline.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, my turn. No, it's your turn.
No, I just asked about the album. I just chimed in and let you know how I feel about
it. Okay, so... this is my fourth question.
I think so. No, 1, 2, 3.
I went first.
You went first, so this is 4.
4, yeah. Okay. So, you told me one time that it doesn't matter about the quality of the gear or the quality of like the instrumentation or the access to trinkets or not. When I met you, you had this one LAN computer and a laptop. It's almost doubled in size.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, you go a route that I do not go because I never used to have this, but I used to have something like this. I had a double stand with a monitor, a 1500, and then some shitty Shores on the side. You know, all my guitars and my amps and, you know, my stack of crates that I would put up around the amps to get that centrifugal, that closed off sound. But throughout the years, I got tired of toting it and moving it and this and that. So I moved all my shit to a laptop, iPad, 2 iPads, a laptop, a series of guitars and cabling so I can link all the two, and the 150, little tiny 150.
Oh, the little MIDI keyboard thing?
Yeah, I think it's a 125.
Okay, yeah.
Or something like that. And that's it. I can put everything minus the guitars in a backpack. Now, the quality of your music definitely exceeds mine. I don't know if it's because if it's a different style, you're clearly a better producer. But the things that I create are specifically waived for how I'm feeling, or I heard something. I mean, you do this. You hear something, you're like, I'm going to do that my way.
Yeah.
You know? My question is, do you find it now that you're a house owner that it is more conjunctually flowing with your life to come in here and write music rather than just pop it open on the lap on your lap and on your couch in your living room and kind of set up your little portable thing like I would imagine you probably started doing, and then it just got, you know, went from laptop in the lap to, you know, I feel like you're going in the studio route where I'm getting away from the studio route. I want a mic setup. Yeah. I want to put everything in a suitcase and kick it.
I think that's a stylistic thing. I think it's your style of music. It calls for that. Yeah. Like you want that on that just like sample this, make a song, and like just set a vibe. Just set the vibe type thing. Now, with my music, I'm not trying to be like,
You slowly chisel.
I do. I take my time, and when I have an idea, I like to come in the studio and just vibe out for a few hours and get my ideas out there. And I'm trying to set a vibe. I'm trying to set a tone and stuff like that. But this definitely makes it easier to come in here and just work for hours and do my own thing, kind of away from everything else. And I don't know. I get my ideas on the go, and then I record them on my phone. I have a whole
No.
all my voice notes are crazy. I have, let's see if I can count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many.
Hundreds.
A lot. And the last one was the first one that I ever had was from 2019. And I haven't even had this phone that long. And they just transferred over from my old phone. And it's
my notes do that for my
but the
lyrics.
thing is like
Sheesh.
the very first idea I have in here from my voice notes is the very first song that I ever put out on Spotify, Princess Peach.
Princess Peach.
It's I have the voice memo for it right here, the 30-second voice memo of that song idea. And that's what I do is I get those ideas as I go, record them on my phone, and then come in here and just lay everything out.
Put them out.
Yeah.
Well, the way I found that I get so into the studio approach that I don't have recollection of time spent and where I need to cut my time. I will come in here and neglect everything. So my thing is, because I'm ADD and like slightly like irritable about certain things, it's best for me to just go like bloop, 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 stack them up and walk away. And then I'll have my mics in the other hand. And it's like with a guitar and trail. It's like I have like all my 808s, all my digital audio workspaces, all in like here. I create better that way because I know it's like minimal loss if something ever happens.
Yeah.
It's easily replaceable.
I think
can
again,
take it anywhere.
I think that's a creator style, and again with your vibe that you go for, where you just like to like make stuff on the go and then like set a vibe, put it out. And I mean that's cool. And like I said, I like setting a vibe, but I'm more like you said, I take my time on it. Like if I have an idea, I come in here.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I work for a little while to make that one idea like a solid.
But do you not lose traction on your idea when you step away from it and come back to it a week later?
I usually can remember as soon as when I press play on it and I listen to it again, everything comes back.
Mine doesn't do that because I'm like the guy that'll listen to one thing and then another thing, but be really passionate about this thing and then come back to this thing. And I'll just listen to that. And to me, it's like I'll go back and do the same thing. I'll review something I recorded and I'll find that I liked it or didn't like it. And if I did like it, I typically write something that I did not even plan for that song to sound like after it because I'm in a different headspace as I've returned to the project. So it's like...
That can be a good thing, though. That can be a good thing.
It's a great thing. I've made some really great songs that way, but there's also been... It's contingent on maintaining the consistency of that thought process of why you're writing that right now.
That one specific
and
thing.
I got to get it in right there. At least I got to wedge my fingers in the cake far enough to know that when I pull it out, I'm going to have pieces of what I just did on me and I can refer back to it later.
That's an amazing imagery, like that, with the fingers in the cake and then having on the cake. That painted a very vivid picture. I hope it did for you too. That was amazing.
Well, like the cake being the music, and I'm like, I want to get in it, but if I just go boop, 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 I'll forget where my shit was. And if I get in it hard enough, I'll come back to that like big hole, and I'll be like, that's where I was.
Pause.
That's what she said. That's what she said. So
this is a family-friendly podcast.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Oh, degenerates. That's what the podcast name should have been.
Degenerates?
No, it should have been The Nice Guy and the Degenerate. Nice Guy and the Degenerate. You're the nice guy.
Am I the nice guy?
You're the nice guy. I'm a nice guy.
Am I a nice guy?
Don't second that about me. I'm nice, man.
Am I the nice guy? Who's the nice guy? Which one of us is the nice guy?
You're the nice guy.
So, your name's Tyler. Mm-hmm. I call you Ty.
Yes.
Have you ever had any other nicknames?
Yes. Baby Tata, and Fred.
Fred.
My dad, I don't know. He just always, like, it was either, good job, Fred. Come on, Fred. It's just like, he's from Monroeville, it was a little country, but also a little businessy, so he had this thing, it was Fred. But
Did he want to name you Fred, and your mom was like, no, it's Tyler?
No, it was just kind of like, instead of saying Sport or Champ or Bud or
Gotcha.
Buddy, he's just like, what's up, Fred?
Fred.
Yeah. So Fred, Baby Tata started when I left military school. I had a shaved head and they called me Sunshine. And because I was the only blonde in the
right, yeah,
military
long blonde hair, yeah.
And
it's a typical nickname for long blonde hair.
They call me
automatically Sunshine.
Shaving it and calling me Sunshine. So Sunshine turned into Baby Tata because I acted like such a little bitch about them cutting my hair. So they called me Baby Tata. And then I was still Tyler from that segued Marion military experience to Montgomery. And then when I got there, people just started calling me Ty. So, yeah, Fred.
Fred, I like that.
I think that's probably the craziest nickname. And then Baby Tata. But I'm not so baby anymore because I'm 6'1", 180 pounds. So it just doesn't work. But it kind of worked.
Sunshine's more appropriate than Baby Ty.
Yeah, Sunshine.
But you know what? I'm gonna stick with Fred for a little while.
Fred, I can dig it.
So Fred, it's your question.
Okay. This one is about your wife. I, being a somewhat recently divorced man, I have found that I look back at certain situations that were very turmoil filled in my marriage, and I reflect on how I handled them, and it's always on the more negative end on my part. Ex did her own amount of things, but I feel like I walked away doing more wrong than right. If I did or did not, that's really up to the universe to decide. My question is, I see your dynamic with your wife. This is previous to today. But when you guys argue, and if and when you guys do argue, do you have moments where you're looking at one another and you put the fact of how unimportant what you're arguing is about first, or is it about the point?
Do my best to see the full picture. Whenever we do have a disagreement, I do my best to kind of put myself in her shoes to get her perspective. So it's not an argument. It's just we have a difference of opinion and we need to solve it. That always the argument should be about solving the problem instead of being about being right.
Yes, being
so
well put.
But if I know I'm right about something, it's hard for me to just
That's where I'm getting at.
It's hard for me to just ignore it, but at the same time, I always try and make it so where we can come to an understanding. Like I said, the conflict of idea or opinion is what needs to be solved, not one of us being right. So I do my best to make it about fixing whatever the miscommunication or conflict of interest or whatever that is, fixing that before proving a point of me being right about something. Like,
so basically,
but I've had to work on that because I have in the past just been so headstrong about being right. Then I realized, like, kind of an asshole. I kind of look like I look like an asshole in that situation, and I ended up being an asshole in that situation. So I've done my best to go about attacking the problem instead of attacking the person. Not trying to be right, but trying to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
And that is exactly why I asked that question. 100%. Because I'm the type of person, Worm, that I literally will argue with a fucking tree. But at the same time, you will catch me in a realm of mental space where I've learned that through my divorce. I've learned that through, like, leaving music scenes and starting another one or becoming a part of another one. same relationship base in a way. It's like something bad happens and then you take a hike or you put your heads together and fix it. That is something that I've always admired about people like you, is because I'm the type of person that will get out and go work hard and do things not necessarily the smartest way, just the way that I'm good at doing it. And in relativity to what we're talking about now, that is the same way I operate in relationships. Or at least I used to. I feel like this new relationship I'm in now is like one of the most pure, transparent, breath of fresh air relationships I will ever experience. Whether it works or not, it will always be that.
Well, that's dope. That's cool.
And shout out, Lauren. But with looking back on all these things that I've done in comparison to things that influence me to be a better person, people like you, hearing you say things like that, listening to cool quotes that mean almost everything to a producer or a musician in songs, there's little nuggets of things that are inspiring, that really push you to the edge of you can get through this, rather than you're retracting, you're going backwards, you're doing the more negative shit. Hearing things like that, hearing people around me have the strength to do and get through something like that and still make something work, gives me motivation to know that like all my efforts were not wrong, like, and I thought they were, until I hear shit like that. I hear things like that and it remotivates me to like genuinely care about looking at the perspective from someone else's shoes. Not about whether it be marital argument or like a social argument or online argument or whatever. It's about the perspective of like, hey, it's not about me and it's not about them. It's about a resolution.
Right. Exactly.
And that is the best way to put it. I honestly knew I was going to get a good answer out of you for that, but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
Dope.
But I love...
Hey, right here. We're keeping it light here on the More Madness podcast. Episode 1, it only gets better from here.
Well, it's music driven, life driven, open format, but it's
definitely
like,
open format. We're talking about everything. We're talking about music. We're talking about life. We're talking about parties. We're talking about
that's true.
Everything.
That's true. Well,
everything.
I admire your family and the way that you construct your lifestyle in your house.
I appreciate that.
And what I love about it is that I'm like a down home dude, and you're not. But we live a very similar lifestyle. It's slightly disciplined. Things are organized. This will get done. I love that. I don't know how you do it so gracefully, and I ended up shitting on my own feet with it. Hearing you say things like that make me feel better about the journey that I'm on, because that's like what I learned from Mike. Like, I'm on a wave, dude. That's what I'm on. I'm on a motherfucking wave. Yeah. I'm on a journey. So getting pieces of information like that, asking you questions like that in vulnerable scenarios so you can be honest with me, goes so fucking far. And if you guys ever have any questions like that, find someone that you look up to or you admire, put them to work, ask them fucking questions, dude.
And if you don't have anybody like that, drop a comment. We'll talk about it on the next episode. We can all communicate together.
Yes, feel free.
And I'll drink Busch Light together and just
I should have bought more, dude.
We should have brought
well, goddamn, I didn't take you.
Maybe Busch Light should sponsor us and send us some Busch Light so we can all talk about our feelings and music and parties and our emotional connection with the world with Busch Light.
I just didn't take you for a Busch Light drinker because I know
I'm not a Busch Light, but if Busch Light wants to sponsor us, I'll drink Busch Light.
We'll drink Busch Light. And next time I had a case, but I only grabbed 3 out of it. So I was like, I'll have 3 throughout the cast.
Well, I was about to say, there's been one in my refrigerator for the past week since the first time we tried to shoot. He had a Busch Light. Didn't open it, left it in the refrigerator, and said, "I'm coming back for this."
I did threaten him. I said, "If you fucking drink my beer,"
then he wasn't going to do the podcast if the beer wasn't here. If the beer wasn't here, there was not going to be a podcast. So we left the beer alone because I really wanted to do this podcast. So it's there, and we left it. We have it.
Good times. I grabbed it. I just drank it. It's gone now.
So do you have 2 more, or do you just have one more? Just one more? Or no? I do not. Not till Busch Light sponsors this podcast.
What an ass. Anyway, so questionnaire.
Yeah, if money wasn't an object.
By the way, stop. thank you for that great answer. That was a beautiful answer.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that you appreciated the answer. I'm glad I can be vulnerable.
Glad I can oblige, Ty.
Glad I can talk about my world views. If money was no object, what would you do all day? If you didn't have to pay bills or be shackled in society's.
I would homeschool my kids and travel. Occasionally, a lot, but not occasionally. I mean, not occasionally, but not like a lot. Not.
You
like,
travel, stop there for a little while, and then and for a little bit, and then travel some more.
I like home.
Okay,
I like home.
word.
So I would do I'd be 3 months at home, 3 months here. 3 months at home, 3 months here. So
Cool.
I'd always be at home. I could always be tangible and get
Yeah.
I would travel with my kids and record music any and wherever and catch any bass in any pond that I find along the freaking way. That's what I'm doing. I'm bass fishing, I'm making music, and I'm traveling with my children.
Well, I'm also traveling. I'm also making music. I don't know about the bass fishing. I'm not very good at the whole fisherman thing. It's just not my thing. But definitely traveling, definitely music. I think I would go to like more shows and attend more like live concert events and stuff like that. I would love to do that, but definitely traveling. That's my whole goal with music, is to be able to travel and play music for people and meet new people and see new places, and that's my whole goal. So if Busch Light wants to sponsor a tour,
There you go. There you can go. Also, though, to add to that, I think in doing something like that, like if I could go and do something like that all the time, that would be how I started. But I think, and I said it to say it like you said, go to. I left my nose ring at home. Some bitch. I go to a lot of live shows. I'm going to a live show next week, and then I'm going to a live show February 8th, and then I'm playing a music festival right after I go to a Co-Wetzel show in Tallahassee.
it's Friends Fest, right?
Friends Fest.
Friends Fest.
So I've got some. So I need to probably chill the fuck out on some of my live shows. But I would start doing that, like the travel with the kids, the making music, the portable studio, the bass fishing holes wherever I want, But I think in my heart, I would find myself getting more into business endeavors.
Cool.
Trying to throw on the blessings of not having to work to other people. Maybe help their dreams become more of a little bit of a reality.
Cool.
Because, I mean, that's what...
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool.
Spread some love. Like, if you see a guy struggling, it's not just like, oh, give him $5,000. Hook him up with a job. Get him somewhere where he can get into a vein of life where he can something like that.
It's like that teach a man to fish thing. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day.
It's so fucking weird you say that, because I was just about to say, like, I'm not good at the fishing thing. I'm like, well, it's a good thing you know me, because you'll always be eating, all right? So
Wow.
Centrifugal.
Wow. Full circle. That was
Snake
crazy.
eating the tail.
Nice.
Hey, look, I have to pee, so you want to take a break?
Yeah,
First
take
break?
a quick break. And we'll come back to these super lighthearted questions right here on the More Madness podcast.
Yeah, we'll be back. If I've ever freaking heard one. Okay, dudes, welcome back. I took my jacket off.
Oh, Mike's way.
Oh, he's no
over
longer in the podcast.
I recovered and came back.
Yes. So we have questions.
Where were we? Was
to
it
close out? It was I think you were on question 8 or 9.
Okay. I'm not gonna do all these, so I'm just making sure I get the good ones. Would you rather never have to use the bathroom again or never have to sleep again? You could choose one that you never had to do ever again. Which one?
Sleep.
You never sleep. You know what? I think I agree. I think if I didn't have to sleep, I feel like I could get a lot more done and just experience a lot more.
Also,
Whereas
one of your taglines is no sleep.
That don't sleep. Yeah.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep. And yeah, because I don't want people to sleep on me, and I don't want people to.
Unless it's Chelsea. She can sleep on you.
It's a different type. of sleep that I'm referring to. Obviously, sleep is important. You should get 8 hours of sleep per day, as recommended by
Seven.
the. Is it 7?
No, I just say 7 because
For you, it's 7. I don't know. It just sleep is recommended.
I wake up late. Yeah, sleep is recommended.
Sleep is highly recommended for your health.
Moral of the story: fucking sleep, y'all.
You should sleep, but you shouldn't sleep on me and other talented artists such as Ty and a lot of other just people who don't get the recognition they deserve. Don't sleep.
Don't sleep. Yeah, but I would say sleep.
No, I agree, because you could do a lot more if you had like a full 24 hours in a day that didn't require the 7-8 hours of sleep that you have to have for your health. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, that's sleep, because also going to the bathroom, like, that can be peaceful and very zen, and you can also do some research while you're doing that you wouldn't usually do.
has its perks, that's for sure. Okay. Well, I guess I'm out of questions.
Okay. Well, I just have one more, actually, and probably a good final question. Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the most, how silly of a goose would you say you are?
Definitely, like an 8.7.
8.7. That's a mad silly goose. That's hella silly. I think on the silly charts that falls in the hella zone. You? Yeah, probably maybe about a 7 or an 8. I feel like you're probably sillier of a goose than I would be.
I think I'm more of a dumbass goose than you.
I don't know. See, I don't know where that falls in the spectrum of silliness on the goose scale. But
silly 8.7, dumbass silly goose like full 11.2.
Okay, so we're exceeding that. We're going past the spectrum of geese.
If we're going silly goose 8.7, we're going dumbass silly goose then 11.2.
All over the spectrum of geese.
Typically, it's at night, sundown, and I'm at a bar. To be fair.
I mean, that makes sense. You're usually the dumbest at a bar, if I'm being.
Here, can I tell you a story? No, let me. I came up with a question. I have a question, and then I have a story for you. Okay, so one last trip before you die. Got to be another country.
I've always wanted to visit Italy. Just it looks really pretty, and I've just always wanted to go there and try some authentic, like, Italian cuisine because I'm a big food person. So obviously, I think Italy would be cool. Somewhere in Italy, I haven't done enough research to know like where the go-to spot in Italy. If you know, let me know. Or England, just because I want to go to a Premier League match. I'm a big Liverpool supporter, and I would love to go see them play at Anfield, and that would be sick. Like one of those two places. Italy for the culture. England, specifically for Liverpool,
soccer.
for like sports and hooligan shit.
Yeah, I love some hooligan shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Secondly, the music scene in the UK.
Oh yeah, the underground scene, that looks crazy. I would love to experience that. That would be part of the hooligan shit. Absolutely.
Most likely.
Which story?
Okay, so we were talking about before that. We said something about bars. If I'm in a bar, that's typically where my dumbass silly gooses.
Your dumbass geese come out.
Dumbass geese come out. Gooses. I was at a bar by my house recently playing a show. I'm in an acoustical project with a gentleman named Derek. It's a best friend of mine. And it's called Downtime Revival. And it's just like acoustic songs about like life experiences, like fun songs. Some of them are sad, but it's just like a straightforward acoustical storytelling thing. It's fun. Two guys, he can sing like vibrato through the roof. Mine's a little bit more flat, so
you harmonize. You said that earlier.
We harmonize.
Yeah, you guys harmonize together.
And we were at this bar, and we were going to play a show. We were going to get on stage and play like 15 minutes of original material and just get off and just to get it out and be on stage. And somewhere along the lines, the birthday girl that was there that night got offended by what Derek said.
There's always a birthday girl at a bar. For some reason, there's always a birthday girl at the bar.
Well, she came with a team.
There's always a team with the birthday girl at the bar, too.
Man, let me tell you something. I don't know what was said, but I know that they looked at Derek, and Derek's like 250 pounds. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He's huge, man. They're like, no, but we know he's with Tyler. Let's fucking get Tyler and throw his ass out because Derek will follow. Since we can't physically remove him, we can remove him. So, dude, I'm talking, and I'm an oblige type person when it comes to moments like that. Because when I've been drinking or doing whatever, I'm typically a little bit more docile. I'm like, hey man, I'm like the mediator. I'm diplomatic. Well, hey man, it's all good. I spent $60 to feel this way. I don't want to.
Not trying to blow it now.
Shit. And so this motherfucker picked me up by my belt loop and my shirt and threw me out like Jazzy Jeff on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, dude.
I was just about to say like Jazzy Jeff.
I'm talking, and then Derek's walking out just looking all suave in his cowboy hat and his boots, just like, and I'm over here like getting my ass zooted out the fucking bar.
How does that happen? How does somebody even get a hold of your belt loop? How do they get that close?
They hire good bouncers.
That's impressive.
One of which was a woman. It took 2 bouncers.
That's impressive.
One big tall black dude, one small white woman.
So wait, the birthday girl was the one who just instrumented this whole.
That got offended. Told the bartender. The bartender had already had enough of Derek that night. So whenever Derek said something and they were going to throw him out, they sized him up and realized that like, we may get our asses whooped. So then they looked at me and they're like, that's his brother.
So you were the weakest link in that
I was the weakest link. They were like, sweet, he's only 6'1", 180 pounds. Rip his ass out.
Toss him. Damn.
So that was my 3 Fridays ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Then, oh, shit balls. Then the next weekend, we go to another bar to play an actual show. Never happened. Derek gets too drunk to play. That's just Derek. Come see Downtown Revival if you ever get it. We don't ever play shows, but if you do get an opportunity, come see one because it's way more than just music with Derek. So Derek decides to get real wasted real fast, and I pace myself. We go inside. We talk to our friend Hannah. We come outside with Hannah to smoke a cigarette, and this dude who was coming to the bar with his mom, middle-aged man. Guy could have been more than 40, 45 years old, in that range.
So making his mom like 60-ish?
Yeah.
Wow.
To perspective.
Yeah.
Like on that one.
Yeah.
So mom walks in, hold open the door. Hey, how you doing? I think she thought I worked there. Didn't. Don't. And this dude walks up right about the time that Derek's sitting on the banister. And like I said, he has been a little overserved. So he goes, whoa, and like kicks his feet up, and that guy walks like right here, and he's like, whoa, and he's falling, but the dude doesn't see Derek falling. And
are we still connected? Yeah,
I think we're still connected.
I was just double checking.
A little bit of a malfunction there, sorry.
Good.
And that dude, no kidding, literally without fail, he just goes, he looks at Derek, Derek falls back, his boots come right here, and he just goes, and I stand up, and he looks at me. And this could not have been more Hollywood, dude. It was one of the coolest Hollywood almost fight moments I've ever had. He goes to swing at Derek. Derek's 3 times this man's size. I stood up. Hannah stood up. And we looked at this dude. Hannah pointed inside, and I opened the door. And that dude was just like... and just walked in. And I looked at Derek right after that, and he's just laughing his ass off. Unbeknownst to me, he has no idea what just happened.
Yeah.
No idea what just happened. Because Derek's like this. And
I was going to say, not only could he not see all that go down, but he was probably too intoxicated to even realize any of it was happening in the first place.
Dude, this is a weekend after we had had our asses removed from a bar down the street. So when we collected ourselves, I looked at Derek and I said, uh-oh, Mac's mad. Oh, Bubba.
He gets like that when he doesn't get what he wants. He's 2, and he thinks everything in the world should go his way.
Yeah, well, just wait till they get to 4. And they can talk to you and tell you that they think that everything belongs to them. Anyway, Derek almost gets into a fight because I tell him about the story. He walks back in, finds the guy. 10 minutes later, they're doing shots together at the fucking bar, man. Like,
that's how it goes. I feel like I've been in one fight in my entire life, like one physical altercation, and me and the guy are friends now. Like almost immediately after the fight happened, we were like boys.
Really? Who was? Do I know him?
It's my friend Paul. I don't. You probably don't know him. We went to high school together. We didn't like each other in high school.
For what reason?
It's just we just talk shit about each other. Yeah. I mean, he would pick on me, and I would talk shit back, and we just didn't like each other. We just whatever. We organized a boxing match after school. Like a ton of people came out. It was like an event. We boxed. Neither one of us know how to box, so it was just that was my one physical altercation with anybody, and immediately afterwards we like hugged it out, and we've been friends ever since. I don't know how that works, like in the male ego mindset, brain functionality or whatever, but it's like once you fight somebody, I feel like you like bond and then you become cool.
It happens that way sometimes.
Obviously, that's not every situation because sometimes people just hate each other and they fight and then they just keep hating each other.
Dude, I remember, and I'm friends with this guy now after all these years. His name's Justin Spartman. He's a fantastic dude. I've known him my whole life. Shout out, Justin. I love you. Everyone calls him Spartman. And for some reason, his older brother was in a hardcore band called Say Your Last when I was in high school. And I loved hardcore music back then, especially locally grown hardcore music. I knew everybody. It was like the old punk rock community kind of coming back to life again. And I would always try to buddy up and be the younger guy up under Alex's ass because I liked his band. I was just the follower kid. And they would never involve Spartman ever. And that pissed him off. And like, or maybe they did involve him, but they would give him a hard time. And they would just let me ride. Justin and I started fucking with each other pretty hard because of the divide that we had between him and his brother.
Right.
So we fought that year that all started. He moved off to Texas to a boys ranch, came back, and we were friends. And then we started liking the same girl. And then we fought over that, fist fought over that. Damn. And then he moved away, and then I moved away, and then we both moved back together. Started dating the same girl again, unbeknownst to either one of us, because she duped us both. So then we fought over that. And then one time, I was at an apartment complex, and I had...
The second fight, was that like, why are we doing this again? Or were you guys just like, well, here we go again?
Yeah, because we just didn't like each other. Thing. Yeah, because it was like we ran into each other, and he was like, and I was like, and it was a thing. And...
Tom and Jerry type on-site shit.
Straight up, some fucking Nick Diaz, Conor McGregor shit. Do not let me see you in public. And then... That fourth time when we fought over the girl where we got duped, we fought each other pretty hard. And I think that, if I remember correctly, that was one of the fights that I think he got the better of me. And after that fight, we sat down and talked and smoked a doobie and literally have been fantastic friends.
Weed'll do that. Weed will do that. I mean,
it's bizarre.
Obviously, there's some other aspects that go into it, but sharing a doobie does it.
Or Busch Light sponsor.
I will retract that statement if Busch Light sponsors this, and I will repurpose it to say Busch Light solves all problems.
Right here,
Busch Light. But I won't say it.
Link in description. Yeah.
The sponsorship form code is in the...
the code. Use the code. Dude, well,
use code More Madness Podcast when you buy your Busch Light.
Yeah, right. Get your free 6-pack so you can drink it while watching this podcast. But dude, this has been a good first podcast.
I agree. This was fun. I think this is going to be good. I hope you guys, everybody watching, I hope you're enjoying it. Yes. What are we going to do this, like once a month? We try and update this once a month, or...
I think we should do it more than that at first.
More than that? Okay.
Like, I think after...
We'll be back soon. I don't know when, but soon.
Well, next weekend I've got kiddos, and then the following weekend.
Yeah, next weekend I have like I'm going suit shopping with
That's right,
with my homie Tim. Yeah,
right.
and then
I know Tim. Tim was in your wedding.
Tim was in my wedding too. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do another one soon. Episode 2. Like I said, episode 1 was fun. Episode 2, it's gonna get better. Just keep getting better after this. So
I agree, and the production will get better. And we've also decided that every time that we do a podcast, we're gonna do it in a different venue. It'll be here in the studio, my living room. Maybe even sometimes, like if it's quiet outside, an outside episode. So every now and again, you'll get a change up. So it won't just be like the same.
Figure out how to do one on the roof. That would be cool. We can get up on the roof and do a podcast.
Roofcast.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys like it, subscribe, share, and show your friends. If you don't like it, it's all good. Just keep scrolling. But if you do, give us a little heart, give us a share. And yeah, we'll see you guys in like 2 weeks or so.
What's up?
Peace.